in silence.
Anticipation to see what.
Oh, goodness! That ball have a family!
Welcome to High Sox Reds Talk, low IQ High Sox. This is Mitch. I'm with John and Ben. We are talking some Reds baseball. Opening day right around the corner. Let's get into it.
You guys think you're going to miss Harrison Bader?
I don't even remember him being on the team.
No, I'm not going to miss a guy who got traded halfway through the season and had like a 0.1 more, whatever.
If it was, I bet it was above 0.1 more. That's my bet to you.
With the Reds?
Yeah, with the Reds. Harrison Bader with the Reds. 2024.
It was definitely in the negatives, I think. It was definitely under 0, I believe.
Under 0?
He played like maybe.
He played
14
no games.
14 games. Negative 0.3 WAR.
Let's go.
Damn. I thought it would have been like less
No.
than 1.
He came over with Harrison Bader and another guy from the Yankees that same year.
That was Hunter Renfroe.
Wow.
Hunter Renfroe.
I remember that being kind of like a fun thing. Like, okay, Bader, he was a division rival for many years, and now he's over here. What can he do? Jack shit.
Both of them contributed nothing to the team. They were easily let go once the season was over.
That was
Yeah,
the same time when Votto was like going on that home run streak.
Was it?
Was that 23 when he
I
did
thought it
that?
was like 2 or 21.
That was 22.
Damn. Okay.
That was probably 2022 because that was the same offseason where we got rid of everybody like Winker, Castellanos, Suarez. And I was at one of those Mets games. I was at the one Mets game, the first game of that series, where he hit a home run, and I was so pumped because it was the debut of who's that one pitcher for the Mets who was like kept coming back from injury, and he's like, no. What'd you say?
Carrasco?
Carrasco's first day after being injured for a year, starting pitching against the Reds, the first debut of the Mets black jersey. And it was coming back, and it was like super exciting. The stadium felt like a playoff game, and it was like a Friday night, and then like the Reds just jumped on them in the first inning, and then Joey Votto hit his home run, and it was just, oh my god, it was electric. It was so sick.
Energy out of the ballpark.
And then like it was that same series where he just missed the wall.
Dude,
That was so sad.
what could have been.
I'm pretty sure I remember seeing that Twitter account that was like, this was a home run in 18 stadiums, or like it was like a home run in most stadiums, but not this one.
Oh well, he hit 7. He hit 7 home runs in a row and had like 9 or 10 in 7 games, something like that.
He tied Griffey, I think, or something for that record.
I know during the Cubs series, right before the Mets series, he had 2 games with 2 home runs in each game. He just like went off on them.
And now in first base, he got CES coming off a bad year with Spencer Steer sidelined to start the season. Who's got their trust in CES?
I don't. I have no trust in him. I think that we've seen enough of him to know that he's not going to be the prolific power hitter we wanted him to be.
Can you not like at least expect replacement level player? He's going to get the job done. He's at first. You're not going to, he's not a Gold Glover. He's not going to make anyone. Best case scenario, I don't hate him whenever I see him. He just like blends in.
He's just gonna be one of those guys, one of those prospects that just didn't quite hit his stride, which is not his fault. It just sort of happens with prospects these days, or well, in general. It's just like Ben always says it. More time you're gonna fail, so you might as well gamble on your prospects, trade the pieces before people find out and say, "Oh yeah, you're not who we thought you'd be."
He's also 25. Like he's not.
Oh shit.
Not like 20, 21, 22 years old. He's 25. Like he'll be 26 at the end of the year. He's not young when it comes to like prospects.
I remember
Damn.
being high on him last year at the start of the season. I really
Mhm.
thought that maybe not that he would be like, top 5 on the team or anything like that in terms of hitting. I still thought Matt McLean was gonna be up there with hopefully Ellie, and he's just nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I missed a lot of the season, but whenever he was there, you wish he wasn't.
I think it's interesting that you said Matt McLean because we've only seen Matt McLean like 1 year and he
Mhm.
was great. But then it's like, okay, but who is this player really? Like everybody's like, oh, if we get Matt McLean back, if we get our middle infielders back, we're gonna have a great 2025. It's like it's kind of a gamble. Like Matt McLean right now, to me, 1 good year, injured. I don't know.
I like what I see from him. I think he's going to have a great year. I'm predicting 260, 20, 75. That's my prediction.
Finished 5th in voting for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, that
That was
low. I thought he'd be higher.
Well, what 2023? That was Corbin.
Oh,
Tito is going to bring out the best in all the players. And he's going to get that extra amount out of McLean.
what do you mean by that exactly?
What do you mean? Like, he's proven to get every ounce of talent, all his players, wherever he goes.
I'm just theoretically asking you from like a managerial perspective, like David Bell. What will Tito do that David Bell didn't do?
I have no idea how it works, but some managers have it, and I think Francona does. Francona, oh God, what was the manager for the Cardinals?
Tony La Russa.
Russa, yeah, he had it. Dusty Baker probably had it. But some managers just know how to motivate their players and get the best out of them. David Bell, not
I mean,
so.
it must have been enough for
Yeah.
him to see whatever it was in this team to be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm coming back. There's something,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is though. I don't know what he sees. Maybe it's just like some of the young guys
Bob's son must be a really good pitch.
It is kind of perplexing though because the Reds historically have been so bad. We haven't been to the playoffs since 2020, which doesn't really even count.
No, doesn't.
And we have a notoriously stingy ownership, a small ownership, but I guess he has kind of experienced that with Cleveland before. But it is interesting for him to choose the Reds out of every team to come to, considering how we've been.
What I was surprised with was that like after getting Tito, I thought we would have made like one big move, one massive deal for a player. And what it was Gavin Lux, like I mean he's probably a fine player. He's been fine for many years. But I'm not looking at that signing and going, damn, I can't believe we got him. With a couple big contracts available this offseason.
Yeah, I was hoping for that Alonso deal and it never came.
I was saying that ever since the end of last year. I was like, Pete Alonso. Let's see the Reds make a splash.
You guys say this every year, and it never happens.
No, this was a very typical Reds offseason. We had we got Gavin Lux, we got Trevino. I don't even remember some of the bullpen guys. And remind me, you guys might know some more, but those were the two that I remember: Trevino and Gavin Lux. And yeah, I mean, it's a typical Reds offseason.
Brady Singer was a really good pickup. I like that.
That was the best one of the year, but we did trade Jonathan India for that.
But get rid of India. He has didn't have any time left here. Let's just say that his time here was done.
I think he was a great team guy and he's a good baseball player, but he probably has peaked, I would say.
I don't know. You if you're a Royals fan, you probably see that and you're like, you know what? I'm not upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, rookie of the year. And then
he'll be an all-star this year for the Royals.
Who said that?
We're saying that he's peaked, and then he'll just go on this year.
Yeah, oh yeah. Wouldn't surprise me in the least.
What?
Singer's gonna have like a 5 ERA.
I don't know what the Royals really got out of this deal. Like, I don't know anything about their middle infielder, like what they were thinking they could get from this. Because Brady Singer seems like such a solid starting pitcher. I guess maybe payroll or something, and then they get a decent second baseman. It's a weird one for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like Brady Singer's like an innings guy. He's not gonna wow you with his stuff, but he'll eat up innings and be a great number 4 or 5 guy in the rotation. With what we got, Hunter Green, Lodolo, who else? Abbott. Although I think Abbott's on the IR.
Abbott's on the IL. He also, I believe, was he sent to the minors before that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, wait. I wanted to go back to the signings this year. We didn't make that splash. As per usual. And then the Gavin Lux thing, the Trevino thing.
I was always saying get a power bat outfielder or first baseman.
Yeah,
because we have Ellie, who again we're kind of like hoping continues on the path he's going, and then we are also expecting some of these younger guys to rebound. You need like Matt McLean to rebound after missing last season. You need CES to rebound after missing a lot of last season and just not playing well. And then, a lot of the guys that we were hoping would work out, like Noel Elve Marte, like he's not going to happen. But again,
down the minors.
Yeah, he did.
He did?
Yeah,
he's reassigned to the minors. But
I mean, that's fair.
I'm done kind of like hoping that some of these younger guys are going to continue on a stretch of like great games they played 3 years ago for a week, like the Will Benson effect. We're like, oh wow, he's actually really good. I can't believe I was so wrong about him, because we get blinded every time this happens when a player goes above and beyond their expectations for 2 series.
Reassigned to the minors.
Who did?
Will Benson.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I mean, maybe that was Francona's decision. I have no idea. Maybe he had a say in it, but I feel like they're not fucking around this year, keeping guys like Will Benson and Marte up here. Like, we've got a deeper roster than that. We don't need them.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement with that. I think Will Benson, everybody loves the guy, and they want him to succeed, and they love his fiery attitude. Like, some of those home runs and some of those RBIs that he had were just so fun, and he was just so passionate. And then you saw him go down and then come back up and make the roster under David Bell, and that's all inspiring and everything. But it's like, we're done, man. We're done having to go through this. Will he not? And sometimes those experiments have lasted years under David Bell and Brian Price. It's like we've had the Nick Senzel thing and a bunch of these other guys that we hope that just from prospect to veteran, and we've wasted years. And I'm happy that that's seemingly like it's not going to be the case under Francona.
Yeah, winning's all that matters. I don't care if a guy is a fan favorite. Like, you got to win. That's all that matters.
That's it.
Yeah.
We're not doing any more charity for like these guys, and like some people, some managers in the past that we've had have said, well, it's a project. We got to make sure he keeps his confidence. Like, we can't burn several months trying to up somebody's confidence when he's hitting under 200 in the lineup. It's just ridiculous. So I'm so happy to see that might, seemingly not be the case this year.
Yeah, especially when your window's opening. Like, we got to win now.
It would have filled me with more confidence that instead of continuing to rely on young players, as excited I am, about Ellie, like everyone else is, it would have been nice to say like, oh wow, they're really taking this team seriously. They got, Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
Or like they were in discussions for at least someone else.
That's what I want. Just that they made an effort. Who knows? Reds are kind of like keep everything to themselves. They don't let a lot get out in the public in regards to trades and signings. Who knows if they made an offer, but we didn't hear anything about it. I would have liked to have heard that they made an effort at least.
When we learned that they had that like little video that they pitched to
Go ahead.
Shohei, I was like, it's kind of cute, really. It's like
no,
it's like a child bringing their parent a picture. Like, look, it's nice. Do you like this?
Please
Well,
come
like,
with us.
I appreciate the effort, though. Yeah,
I remember that they brought a book out for him that described like Cincinnati, and I think if I remember correctly, some of it was written in Japanese, and it just described the city, the team, the history, and they posted it on Twitter, which is so funny. I don't know if it was the team that posted it on Twitter or if it was like a reporter, but they're like, we found the book. Here's the book. Here's the book they showed Shohei.
I mean, he would be in the same place he is now, regardless if the Reds signed him or not.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. But I mean, that getting the polar bear would have been fun. Let's just hope, and we were talking about this earlier. Let's just hope that they are pulling their cards close to their chest for that future Elly De La Cruz signing in 2028, 2029, or maybe even sooner.
Coming sooner than that.
Hopefully sooner than that, yeah. And we were talking about what we think that deal might look like. So, what do you guys think that looks like?
I don't know. I keep it. I'm always thinking like, hey, we're not paying Griffey anymore, so let's.
Are we sure? Are we not?
I'm pretty sure. I swear, every year I think we're not paying Griffey anymore. I feel like it was.
When he signs a deal, it's going to be minimum $40 million a year. Like that's like the starting point, and the Reds are not going to give him.
Yeah.
July 1st, 2024, final payment to Ken Griffey Jr.
So 2 years ago.
A year ago, less than
a year ago, less than a year ago, last July.
Ben, you're bringing a little too much reality to this situation. I wanted to hear that we sign him this year for $250 over 10 years.
So the exact same contract they gave Votto.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, wishful thinking.
I mean, that's what we were talking about, though. That's team favorable sweetheart deal where the Reds pay, the bare minimum to secure him and lock him up early because these players. I think Acuna did an interview about it a couple of years ago, where he said, I took this deal. His whatever deal his was, it was like with the Braves, it was like 10 years over. I don't know the specifics, but he said, why'd you take this deal? He's like, well, I don't know if I'm going to be healthy next year. It's for my family. I got to provide for my family. So I think a lot of these guys who are young and good at baseball will take those deals because it's security for their future. Elly will probably wait around to get that huge mega deal. But at the end of the day, you're never certain when you're going to stop playing baseball. And he might, probably not, but he might have like a horrible year and everybody stops looking at him. So,
you know what that's like? That'd be like the Reds giving that book to Shohei Ohtani. Sorry.
Do you know what they're doing now? They're with the Reds, their best case scenario. Elly gets like hurt this year, misses like a quarter of the season, and they're like, oh, you know what? There's some uncertainty. Some teams might see that and be like, I don't know if he's going to come back from it or whatever. Then they can throw in that low ball deal. But they just got to do it now. That's what the Bengals were thinking about doing. Like, oh, we're not going to pay Jamar Chase right now. He might have a bad year, and then we can get him on a better deal. What does he do? Triple crown. Like, idiots. Just sign the man. You know he's good.
Yeah, he's going to be the MVP this year. Then he's going to be worth $50 million a year.
I don't know why the Reds just don't. I hate it as much as everyone else, but the Dodgers just like said, "Hey, Shohei, here's $1 million a year," and and then 15 years later, you have more money than you could ever imagine spending in a lifetime. Just do that. Worry about it later. This isn't your problem right now. He can
Wow.
live off the MLB The Show 25 cover athlete money for at least 30 years. He doesn't
Yeah,
need this.
I read that Shohei's making like over $100 million on just like endorsements and ad deals this year.
He's in Fortnite. He's got his own shoes.
Like not even counting his baseball salary, he's making more, like way more.
Yeah, John, you mentioned the deferred payments from Shohei. I could never see a small market team doing those deferred payments. It's so much capital. I could never see the Castellinis setting up deferred payments for Ellie De La Cruz.
The only person who can maybe make it happen is Tito.
Tito.
He's the only one who can maybe sway something. If he's like
Yeah.
sees the pieces coming together like Rain Man, they fall on the floor. He's like, here are the perfect signings that we can make, and let's, make these trades and lock down Ellie and Matt McClain early on.
Mhm.
And then it all comes together. But like that's never going to happen. But
Mm.
it seems like if it were to happen, it would have been this past off season or maybe before the All-Star break this year. If we make
Yeah.
a run, if we make a serious run,
Yeah.
which is still reliant on too many young players, too much young, slightly unproven talent to keep doing what they were doing before.
Yeah.
That's never a guarantee.
Yeah, it's never a guarantee. And looking at this infield and looking at the team as a whole, it's like there's a lot of questions. I think a lot of hope is coming from having Terry Francona as manager, but there's a lot of like questions about will Matt McClain come back? Will he be as strong as he was 2 years ago? Will CES do anything? Is he going to be like more of a utility player, DH guy? And then also, I was going to mention this. We have quite a few guys starting on the IL. And I didn't know this until tonight, but Alexis Diaz is on the IL. Did you guys know that?
Yeah, I learned that last night, I think.
He's on the IL. A lot of these are April returns. So right now, starting the season, we're going to be missing Alexis Diaz, Spencer Steer, that's the shoulder soreness. Tyler Stevenson out till May. That's a big one.
Oh, May? Oh,
Till
Damn.
May. April or May. So, I mean, probably May if they want to be careful with him.
So Trevino's our starting catcher.
So Trevino will be our starter. And then Andrew Abbott out till April. Like, and it says April, so you think, oh, that's probably just a week after opening day. But I think the Reds will try to be careful, especially with the pitchers, and try to hold them for a little bit longer. Cam Collier, we just got him, I think, right? The infielder, Cam Collier, he's out. Torn ulnar collateral ligament in his left thumb. Rhett Lauder is also out. Right elbow discomfort. That's always bad news. Elbow soreness is always bad. It says he can return in March, but we'll see.
Mhm.
Yeah. Collier was never going to make the starting roster. He's only 20 years old.
Brandon Williamson has a torn UCL. He's out. He's not going to come back till next year. So, I mean, starting off the year, it's kind of sucks, honestly. Like missing our closer, missing one of our best batters in Steer, missing our best catcher in Stevenson, missing Andrew Abbott, who can, who's put innings away in the past. Yeah, so that's just baseball, I guess. But I didn't know it was that many.
Here's something that I think I missed is that Graham Ashcraft got moved to the bullpen.
Yeah, I did. Yep, I did see that.
So we got Diaz, who you said, is gonna miss some time. Thank God we got Sam Mole. Hell yeah.
Sam Mole, baby.
Sam Mole, baby.
Huge headline pickup a couple years ago.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. Brent Suter, Taylor Rogers, who we got for cash considerations, the Reds' favorite thing in the world. Tony Santillan and Scott
Yeah.
Barlow. I'm unfamiliar with Scott Barlow. His nickname,
Yeah.
Scoots Magoots.
Does it say that underneath
On
his
MLB.com. Scott Barlow, nickname
Scoots Magoots?
Magoots, dude. And some shakiness there. I remember the bullpen being kind of a sore subject in the past, especially when like Alexis Diaz started to kind of slip a little bit. I remember he was in my fantasy team last year,
Yeah.
and at some points I'm like, why even have you, bro? This is just painful. This is
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people. I mean, damn, the Diaz's had rough. Last 2 years for the Diaz's have been rough. Like Edwin Diaz on the Mets, Alexis Diaz on the Reds, both have had some tumultuous times. Edwin Diaz famously hurt himself in the World Baseball Classic after beating, I believe, the Dominican Republic
Mhm.
and celebrating. And what did he do? He like tore his like
Like
meniscus or something, or his Achilles. I don't remember what it was.
something like that. But that was the year that Alexis Diaz had a great season.
Yeah, he had a great season, and then I remember the next year in 2023, I believe it was, Alexis Diaz just put in so many innings. And I just remember around that Kansas City series, he started just to lose steam because David Bell was putting him out there seemingly every fucking night. And I think he started to lose steam towards the end of 2023. And then 2024 was just sort of a mixed bag. It wasn't always good. And a lot of people were questioning his role as a closer. And then Edwin Diaz last year as well for the Mets had a pretty rough year, blew a few saves. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
It was a weird question mark for our boy Alexis.
I do remember him coming in a lot in like the 8th inning with 1 out. You know, like,
Yeah.
or expecting him to get 5 or 6 strikeouts or outs. It's just like,
Yeah.
we don't have a setup guy that could help him out a little bit more. You're just gonna go to the big guns every single night. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
Dave.
something that's you hope Francona is gonna do better at.
Yeah, I think for Alexis Diaz, I think he can turn it around, and I think he could be a good closer. And I mean, I would still hand the ball to him in those moments, but I think that his work rate was just way too high in 2023, and then 2024. I don't really know what happened in 2024 with him. It just wasn't consistent.
2024, 2 wins, 5 L's.
How many saves did he have?
28 saves, 2024, 37 and 23.
Did you guys know that Ian Jabot is still on the team? I didn't know that.
no.
He didn't play a single game last year, and he's a relief pitcher for us.
He didn't?
No, he was. I don't even know what happened to him last year, but he didn't play. I think it was like a hand thing or something. And I just looked it up. He's a relief pitcher for us, so maybe he can be our setup guy.
Well,
I'm an Ian Jabot stan. I love Ian Jabot.
Oh yeah, he came in instead of Diaz every time. You're like, this is a good move. I'm glad he's coming in now. But do you know what I keep hearing? Maybe this guy will, come back from injury. Maybe this guy that we signed for no money will prove his worth. Maybe this rookie is going to do well. But there's not one guy that I'm just like, hell yeah, him. Even like Hunter Green. I'm a Hunter Green hater.
Him.
As you guys know.
Him.
As you guys know, I'm a Hunter Green hater. I love
Wow.
I just don't like he gets shaky. He gets so shaky. And he's our opening day starter. And he's got the
He's like-
velocity.
Best pitchers in the league last year.
He was fantastic.
Like what else?
I know I was wrong.
You
I was wrong
asking
last year. I was wrong last year.
This
Something
is his
about him.
Cy Young.
Something
This is
about
his
him.
Cy Young year. People do say, I will say, people do say that he doesn't have enough movement on his fastball. That's what I've heard from the haters.
a little straight. Maybe he's changed that, but he had a 2.75 ERA last year. Like what?
Yeah,
How's
what more can you want?
All-star, finished in top 10 in the Cy Young. Like I don't know what 6.2 WAR.
Yep.
For a pitcher, like
Mhm.
I don't.
I-
What's
Hey,
on
listen,
your?
I'm not saying that a player can't have a good year.
Hmm.
I'm
I
not
think
saying that.
He was my keeper, I think, this year. I believe.
Really.
Yeah. I got you I gave you Tatis last
Mhm.
year. Did you keep him?
I did.
Okay.
I kept Tatis and Rushman.
I think that's a good. Rutschman is definitely a keeper. Tatis.
That's a bad.
Why do you hate Tatis?
He's overrated.
You think
Okay.
so?
Okay, find out.
Maybe I feel the way about Tatis the way John feels about Hunter Green.
Let's get back on the Hunter Green stuff with you.
I just feel like I remember seeing one too many games where he lost control and he cannot, like, he just lost his accuracy. You know, he's throwing fast,
Yeah.
but he just loses his composure. And
That's
now,
every pitcher
yeah,
deals with that.
that's a lot of pitchers, sure. But I don't know. Again, that's like more like when I'm in my feels, and whenever he has a bad game, I'm gonna be like, "See, I was right." But
Yeah,
then
that's
he,
the-
has a 6 WAR last year, All Star, and I'm gonna be like, "Well, every dog has their day, dude."
that's the fan in you seeing him like blow a couple games and be like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
You know. I feel good about our rotation. I mean, Singer, Green, Abbott when he's going to be healthy. I imagine he's going to get back in there, and then
Rhett Lauder.
Rhett Lauder when he's injured, but he'll get back in there.
Really super small sample size with Rhett Lauder in the majors, but I mean, in 6 games he had a 1.17 ERA and 2 WAR.
That gives me nothing. And he said 7 games.
Oh, he's got the lettuce. Did you guys see that? He's got the lettuce.
He does have the lettuce.
He's got the fucking lettuce. Look at this.
Let me know what you think about this statement right here. Lodolo is like lower ceiling, higher floor than the guy that we were just talking about, Hunter Green.
Right. Wait.
Lower ceiling, higher floor. I got to think about the math for a minute. Lower ceiling, higher floor. What do you mean?
What? That's just like saying he can be really bad or very good.
No. I'm saying that Lodolo can never, like, he won't be as bad as Hunter Green can be, but he will never be as good as Hunter Green's potential and how good Hunter Green can be.
So he'll have lower lows and won't have higher highs.
He'll have higher lows and lower highs.
It's confusing.
Higher lows.
Chat,
Higher
leave it
lows.
in the comments if you agree with me on this one. Let me know if I'm right on the money with this. Let me know if this is like a Steven's A pick or list or whatever.
Stephen A.
We're
Smith.
not bringing that up here. Please. No bets. No bet talk allowed here.
There's no bet talk. No bet talk. Is that
Oh
a bet
no,
thing?
there is bet talk. Actually, there's going to be.
Oh, that's
bet
true.
talk.
There is bet talk. Yeah.
There's going to be bet talk in a different way.
Friendly wagers, Ben. Friendly wagers.
Friendly wagers. We'll get to that in a second. But Lodolo, I think, is firmly the 5th man.
Oh, I mean, it's between him and Singer, I feel like.
Lodolo's biggest problem is he cannot stay healthy. He just can't. He can't. He hasn't completed a year. I don't think ever.
21 starts last year. What's average for a pitcher?
Got to be 162 divided by
5.
5. Yeah.
Can we get Grok on that? Do the math.
Don't fucking ask Grog when you can just take it in your fucking calculator.
Is that average or is that just best case scenario?
That would be best case scenario.
would-
If you can pitch every start, that's say what? Sorry, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, that's best case. If your pitcher goes every 5 days, that's perfect.
So
Yeah.
32 is like the best case scenario for a pitcher. 32 starts. So Lodolo was 21. You said.
Yeah,
21. He got
That's not-
7 in 23, 19 in 22.
Yeah. So like he hasn't pitched a lot, and when he's on, he's fine. But he is just inconsistent, and he gets injured. I don't know.
I'm looking at his stats now. He's got like a career WAR of 4.5.
What's your confidence? Opening day lineup. If this is what you're stuck with the entire season, let's imagine everyone equilibrium. Everyone plays, either to expectation, maybe slightly above it, maybe slightly worse. Just if Grok predicted the average season,
Leave
But
Grok
this-
out of this shit. We don't need that shit.
No Grok talk. Lineup. I
Yeah.
like Friedel leading off. Probably either Ellie and you could like interchange Ellie, McLean 2-3.
I like McLean too. LA3.
You have to have Ellie in the top 3 no matter what.
Ellie has to be top 3. Yeah.
So Friedel, McLean, Ellie, whatever. Gavin Lux maybe. Candelario. I don't know. CES, I guess maybe if he's in the starting.
I don't
You-
think CES is going to be. I really don't think we're going to see a lot of CES in the starting lineup this year. Is my
Well,
guess.
in the beginning of the year with all the injuries, he's probably gonna have good playing time.
With Spencer Steer out, yeah, you're gonna see him.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, we're still talking about the man. I just had his name up.
Fraley,
Stuart Fairchild. We're still talking about having him in the lineup.
God,
You know,
that's
like we're still gonna have these guys. Like if Will Benson comes back sometime in May or June, I would not be shocked at all. Maybe that's like the old me thinking about David Bell, but
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't
hey,
know.
Reds lineup right there. We're past that. We don't need
I hope so.
Benson or who else. Who's the guy you like with the good lettuce?
Well, he's
Louder.
not on the team anymore.
Oh, but
Blandino?
yeah, Blandino. It's just like those types of players. Like,
He's coming back as a knuckleballer. I swear to God.
but yeah, it's like those types of players that were like typical Reds lineup guys from like 2016 to 2019 or something. Like,
Yeah.
they're quad A players.
We just got saying that we thought we turned a corner with Francona kind of, putting these guys, letting go of the days where we try to progress on this a mediocre player who's not going to live up to his potential. But the fact is, to John's point, that this is still sort of the same exact team as last year. Like we made a couple signings, we got Brady Singer, but this is still mostly the same team as 2024.
It is. And, barring like a slight pitching change up and Graham Ashcraft becoming going to the bullpen, I see Blake Dunn as like one of the newer faces on this team. And with him and Gavin Lux, like there's really not that many surprises here. Not in the ways that you would want to see. And so
Austin Hayes, guys are forgetting about him.
I did forget about Austin Hayes.
I did forget about him.
I don't really know if I don't think I have anything different from you other than I did see some like predictions early on, and they had Candelario in the 4 spot for opening day, and Gavin Lux was, I think, 7 or 8 down there. He was down towards the bottom. And then I think that was before we heard much about Spencer Steer. So
Yeah.
it sounds right.
Once you get Spencer Steer in the conversation, those first 5 guys in that lineup, you're like, okay, you know what? This is sounding pretty good. It's maybe not gonna it's not gonna be a Dodgers first 5, but it's still like you got some young guys who have been playing well. You have one young guy who's like the cover athlete, 1/3 of the cover athletes of MLB The Show
Fuck
25.
that, by the way. I'm fucking sick of that, dude. That sucks. Give him the
Yeah.
whole cover.
I
Give
know.
him the whole cover. Why do you have to split it with Paul Skeens?
Paul
and-
Skeens, come on.
Where the fuck the other guy is? I don't even remember.
Nobody
It's
knows.
It's like, why, dude? Like Ellie De La Cruz stands on his own, and so does Paul Skeens, to be fair. But like, you kind of make it all. You take away the significance of it by having 3 people.
Paul Skeens is not fucking Ellie. Is that me being a Pirates hater and being a fucking homer? Yeah,
Gunnar.
sure. Oh, Gunnar, he's pretty good. But
Oh yeah, okay.
But if we're talking about, Matt McLean, Ellie De La Cruz, got Spencer Steer thrown in there, and you got Gavin Lux kind of like rounding it out with Jamer. If he comes, if he keeps performing, that's not a bad first 5.
I don't like
You don't like who?
Jamer.
Yeah,
He
doesn't like-
reminds me of the Moose contract.
Mm-hmm.
He's so much younger than Moose, though.
Yeah, but he's just, I don't know, it's just something about him and the way he plays, and
I
So-
know, I feel it.
waste.
He labors. He labors.
He insists upon himself.
He's like a healthier Anthony Rendon. You just like whenever he's out there, you're just like,
Oh, that's mean, dude.
what? What are you
Right.
talking about?
Anthony Rendon doesn't even play baseball. What are you talking about?
There's a. It's
It's
not
like one of the worst
same-
contracts in baseball ever.
It is. It's not the same smell, but you get a
No.
whiff. You get
No,
a
that-
slight whiff of it.
Anthony Rendon hasn't played more than 58 games since 2019.
I just watched a video. I forget who it was by, but it was a really good video on injury-prone players, and he just talks.
Oh.
He talks a lot about Anthony Rendon. Like this guy, yikes.
Yeah.
Then brings up someone like DeGrom and says, I wouldn't consider him injury prone because when he comes back, he's great. When Rendon comes back, he does nothing.
He does nothing. It's so
And then-
terrible.
And then he gets hurt again.
Yeah.
It's like it's ridiculous. Anthony Rendon is the same camp as Chris Bryant. They both don't like baseball. They hate playing baseball.
I retract my statement. I retract my statement on Jamer. I'm sorry. I don't mean it. I don't mean it.
All right. Where do you guys think we're going to finish in the standings?
Now, if I told you guys what we bet last year on this, just for context, we've been doing this for like what, 5 years now?
Yeah.
Maybe longer, maybe
About,
6.
yeah.
The guesses that we made last year on how we would finish in our division, it's embarrassing
high.
to look back.
We were high on them, right? At least
We
I
were
was.
we were very high on them.
I don't think I was high.
I'll look it up, but you guys discuss what you think.
You're more
Yeah.
pessimistic.
This team has hurt me too many times for me to say that we're going to win the division.
Mhm.
Not that I don't think anybody here is going to say we're going to win the division this year. I don't think that's a realistic guess, if I'm being honest.
Well, if you asked me and Ben last year, we would have said yes, we will win the division last year.
That sucks.
And if you asked you, Mitch, you would have said nope, second place.
That is so high for me. Wow.
That's what I'm going to say this year. I think we get second.
Okay.
I'm going to be high on us again because why not? It makes me all the more invested.
By the way, how are you guys? Ben, you have cable, right?
Yeah, but I actually need to call my apartment place to get that fixed.
I only bring it up because this is the first year where we have the opportunity to buy a season with FanDuel Sports Network, and that's exactly what I did.
How much is that?
It's like $120
But only Reds? Yeah.
for
only
every
Reds.
Reds. It's also like
Well,
the
you have
Cavs
the Blue
and
Jackets
the
or
Blue
something.
Jackets,
Yeah.
yeah. Which is like, who cares?
Yeah,
You
no one's
know.
watching. No one's watching the Blue Jackets. Let's be honest.
Right.
Hey, they're in a playoff chase. I'm happy for them.
Yeah, but I'm not rooting for them. I'm rooting for my Canadians.
Mhm.
C for
Oh,
Canadian. C for
we're-
Canadians.
We're changing this to a hockey podcast.
I think the Reds. Okay, so we got the Brewers. They're gonna win the division. In my
No, they're not.
humble-
Cubs are.
Okay. Yeah, it could be the Cubs or the Brewers. Brewers lost Devin Williams. That's kind of huge. Yelich is not going to perform. Probably not that well.
I think he overperformed last year, if I'm not mistaken,
I don't remember.
to expectation or to prior years. But
I would say the Brewers. I'm going to stick with the Brewers. Brewers, Cubs, Reds. Reds third place. And
that's
then
exactly what I'm thinking.
Pirates, Cardinals.
If I'm not mistaken, last season, second through fourth place was pretty highly, contentious.
I think it was, yeah.
So I kind of expect some of that again this year. I do think the Cubs are. you could flip a coin for me if I think the Cubs are going to be first or second. But the Brewers have been kind of like dominating for the past couple of years. I don't just necessarily see that going away this year.
Yeah.
It's just that winning mentality. It's like the Steelers. It's like they
Mm.
just find a way to keep overperforming to expectations. So
Yeah,
I'm not gonna start doubting them now.
None of them have a Hall of Fame manager.
I mean, the Cubs look good. The Cubs are. I think they've been pretty aggressive in the offseason.
I like the Kyle Tucker deal. I think that'll really, really help them.
Yeah,
I was very jealous when they made that.
I remember you talking about that. Yeah. So third place, maybe the second wild card spot. I don't know.
If I'm being a realist, it's gonna be just best case. I feel like my theme today is best case scenario. We just missed it, you know. We petered
Yeah.
off at the end of the season, but obviously I have hope. You know,
We have hope.
I'm not a doomer, but I
No.
do feel like, if anything, this season could be the start of, hey, this team holds promise. Tito is doing something. These
Mm.
guys are worth some money to spend on. Let's fill out the rest of the team and let's go for it next season. But we'll see how it goes.
No, they have to go for it this year. This is not a wait and see what happens for next year.
Well, it's not up to me, Ben.
I'm just you're acting like that's what their mentality is.
That's what it is every year.
Not this year. Why
Oh
would they?
yeah,
why
you
would
said
they-
that last year.
Yeah, because I'm optimistic.
I'm tired of it.
I will say this. I think that we already missed the window for pulling out all the stops, and that already
yeah.
happened in the offseason. We didn't really do what we needed to do. We didn't really sign anybody that's that noteworthy. We did a regular ass Reds offseason, and we hope these pieces come back and perform. So that's why I'm not high on them for the division. I mean, they're not going to win the division unless something incredible happens with these young guys and Ellie De La Cruz has an MVP type year. It's just that started already, and we still managed to not get enough firepower behind this team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I that's why I can't say anything more than third place.
it would have to come down to a blockbuster trade, right before midway of the season, and that just never happens.
Mm-hmm.
Not with Cincinnati teams. So, consider the season locked in at third place.
You guys are-
Locked in, baby.
Lock it in, baby.
That sounds foolish at the end of the year.
I
hope I
hope
do.
so. I hope so.
We're gonna win 89 games and get the first wild card.
You know what, Ben? You know who sounded foolish last year? Us. For being overly positive,
Overly
If we're-
optimistic.
overly optimistic.
Yeah, but we also had David Bell last year.
I love David Bell. I miss him. He should be
Yeah.
here still. He should be here.
Uh,
Francona's not going to cut it. David Bell's moderate personality and lukewarm interviews is really what this team needs.
But he would kick up some dirt.
Yeah, he
Quite
kicks up
often
some
on the
dirt,
field.
Yeah. Can
Yeah.
Francona kick up some dirt and get ejected 10 times a season? I don't think so.
Maybe not 10. That's a lot.
That's David
Also-
Bell numbers right there.
I'm gonna
Come on. I'm making another David Bell highlight video. Start of 2025, baby.
link it in the chat.
Link it in the chat.
Link it in the chat.
All right, so I want to move on to the next couple bets we have. So Ben says second place. I say
That's
third.
the
John says
second,
third
and I also say third.
in
Yeah,
the division. Okay, we'll move on to you got another question there, John?
we talked a lot about the starters in the rotation. Who do you think is going to have the lowest ERA? Minimum 90 innings is what we said. Minimum
100.
90 innings.
Hunter Green.
Hunter Green.
You guys are both going Hunter Green.
Hunter Green.
Okay.
Hunter Green. What do you think? You don't
John's
think
gonna go some other pick because he.
John's gonna say Nick Lodolo, baby?
I'm not gonna say Nick Lodolo. I would
Rhett
not
Lauder.
say. I would
Great.
not say. I honestly,
Andrew Abbott might be a sneaky pick.
given our current rotation, I have to go with Green.
Can I say Ian Chabot?
You can't.
Will he throw 90 innings? I don't think so.
He's gonna be a workhorse out of the pen.
If Ian Jamo throws 90 innings, there's
That's a
been a
lot of
problem.
If
There's a
Ian
problem.
Chabot throws 90 innings, we're in 5th place.
Tito's dead. That's what
Tito-
happened.
Tito's dead. Ian Jabot's running the team, baby. I'm pitching every day.
Oh, Dusty. This is after hours now.
This is where it gets going.
This is the fun start.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Next question.
It's gonna be how many saves will Alexis Diaz
Okay.
get this year?
I don't know. I mean, he does have the closing role, but I don't know if I think it can be up for grabs too.
By who though? That'd be strange for us to go with a different closer after the past 2 years, treating him like we did. Like
well, I
he was,
mean,
the best closer in the game.
you see it like every so often where like the setup guy goes to closer or the closer goes to setup guy. So maybe someone else steps in. And
That's
in
what
the middle
happened
of
with
the season.
Devin Williams, right?
Devin Williams, yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly. Yep. To go back to your question, I think that Diaz gets 28 saves. If he has that role. He has that role now, but
Mm,
like I said, with that inconsistency last year,
yeah.
Tito might be willing to see someone else come up and take that role if they prove themselves.
I'm gonna go with 35. I'm gonna say that's
Exactly what I.
that's what you, 35 to you, Ben. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like a slow start to the season, but I think Tito's gonna get to him. I think Tito's gonna pump him up, and he's gonna say like, "Hey, just throw some strikes, baby. They're afraid of you. Don't be afraid of them." And he's gonna bounce back.
That's where the brilliant coaching comes from that Ben was referencing earlier.
Yeah.
Throw
It's gonna
strikes.
be, yeah. Wait, hey, when when we go to a game and they play that music, the lights go down, I'm gonna be elated. I'm gonna be excited because I know it's gonna be a
And
3
Redzilla,
strikes, you're
and then
out.
Redzilla comes around the ballpark and doesn't throw anything to the stands to the fans.
Actually, let's interrupt this podcast real quick. Fuck Redzilla. Fuck Redzilla. Anybody who likes Redzilla is on my shit list. I fucking hate
I
Redzilla.
hope you die.
When the first guillotine comes out and goes down, I hope it's Redzilla's engine.
I guess you guys have never caught the ball from Redzilla.
Yeah, because he puts it fucking 20 feet over the last row of the moon deck, dude.
No, he just doesn't throw any out.
I love how he's
He-
personifying
Ballpark.
car.
He just drives around the whole ballpark. You're like, are they ever going to shoot anything off? Like,
Sometimes I swear he just goes around and don't shoot anything. Like the cannon's
Everyone-
moving and nothing comes out.
every time I'm in my section, everyone's standing up, like getting ready for it, and it just drives past.
I feel like I've been to the ballpark several times where nothing came out of the cannon.
You guys are misremembering because you just cannot get in the right position to catch the ball. When I caught my ball, I was in the right spot because I knew where to go, and I caught it just a can of corn.
You're going to be
Okay.
riding for the rest of your life.
You know, we got it, they introduced like Rosie Red in like, I don't know, fucking 2003 or something like that. And then they try to introduce Redzilla as this like pseudo mascot that drives around and throws balls out. But like, it's either not in the stands or he doesn't fire the cannon at all. So
I think
I don't
calling
know who's running
Redzilla
this shit.
calling Redzilla a mascot is a stretch, and I don't think they're making that claim. I think it's just you.
Doesn't the PA guy go on and say, "It's Redzilla"?
No, I don't think that's.
He drives around, everyone's like, "Yeah!"
I mean, yeah, everyone goes, yeah, because we all love Redzilla.
Oh my god, I hope his tires get popped out. Fuck that guy.
You know what you should do? You should shit in the Redzilla.
I'm shit in that Redzilla golf cart, whatever. I hope he retires and goes to like a shitty ass golf course for the rest of his life.
He'll be like the drink woman at a golf course. They'll just fire out a Butt Light
That sounds
across
like
across the green.
Yeah, I would like him a lot more for that, but he probably missed my hand
Mhm.
in
'Cause he
typical
weren't at the right
Redzilla
spot.
fashion. Dude, what are you talking about? You think I can jump over the moon deck onto the fucking concourse? I think he shot some in the river one time when I was there.
No, it didn't go in the. It didn't go in a fucking a foam ball.
Yeah, that shit went into the river. It hit this
Did-
guy in the driving the steamboat.
And that ball is yours.
Steamboat guy got a ball. I didn't get a ball.
Fuck Redzilla. That's all I
Yeah,
gotta say.
he's a piece of shit. I fucking hope he dies.
Me too.
Will Redzilla break down on field this season?
No.
Don't the Reds have a sponsorship with tire discounters? Like the tire discounters guys go on the field and they fix them up. Tire discounters.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Creak, creak, creak.
Great
That one was
promotion.
Where's Lean? I know that.
Laura's
Oh,
Lean.
yeah.
That's who Marty Brenneman's married to. Laura's Lean. Every time she goes on, I was like, "That's Laura's Lean. That's Laura Lean, bro."
Did you hear he's getting a statue?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
cool. I
did
like
hear
that.
that.
I do like that.
He's gonna be holding some Where's Lean in the front.
She's hot, dude. Yeah, she's hot. I agree.
He's a babe, yeah.
I can't wait for those commercials because it's just like Marty's just like, you can make hamburgers, meatballs, and she's like, that's enough, okay? So he's putting them down, like, all
What-
right,
Yeah, what is that?
all right,
Yeah.
Mr. Hall of Fame announcer.
Yeah, I mean, like he deserves it. He can have
Well,
whatever he
yeah,
wants,
yeah.
dude.
You can have Laura's thick for all I care. He's earned it.
I think the statue is cool, though. I think it's. I mean, obviously he deserves it. He's a legend, and
course.
it's pretty cool. I don't know where they're gonna put it though. Do you guys know? Next to Pete Rose.
I think it's gonna be he's gonna be sliding he's gonna be sliding into that
Give me.
that face against Pete Rose.
Oh, they're sliding into each other.
Like head-on collision.
I think it's center field if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong.
Center field.
In the concourse or like where?
Like the
Is he gonna be like in the
field, like not in center field.
oh
Where?
not like in the POW seat
Yeah, it's
in the
like-
outfield.
Like
Wait,
between
is there really a POW seat
yeah, right below the batter's eye.
in the grass area?
Right
Yeah.
above it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh, I
it's
didn't know
good. I think it's gonna be between like the Cyclone Stadium and like the Red Stadium, like where that area is.
that. That's kind of hidden. I don't know why they'd put it. they'd put
I
it
don't. That's
somewhere-
just my guess. I don't know.
Oh,
where.
okay.
But
All right, good for Marty. Good for Marty. That's
for
nice.
Marty.
My parents seen him a few times over at El Caporal in Mason, Ohio.
Oh, really?
He likes to eat over
Great
there by B
stuff.
Dubs.
okay, that's cool. For
Surprised he doesn't go in the B-dubs and get some Wings beer.
He's not a B Dubs guy, I don't think.
He's a Laura's Lean guy.
He's Laura's Lean, and then
He's not
occasionally
eating
some,
chicken. Yeah.
occasionally some Mexican food. Yeah,
Boy howdy, boys.
I'm looking forward to a opening day win, baby, against the San Francisco Giants Thursday at 4:15.
4-10.
4:10, baby. That's when first
Six-
pitch is.
6-3 Reds win.
6-3 Reds win, Ben says. John, you say?
I'm gonna go with a 4-2 walk-off home run.
4-2 walk-off home run. I'm going to go 12-6.
Oh god damn.
Gonna be a
ya.
blowout. Gonna be a slugfest, baby. Are you guys going to the game?
No, don't have tickets. Didn't we've been standing the past year or two.
I was in London last year.
That's right. Yeah.
He was watching some footy.
He was having a proper pint, is what I remember.
Proper pint.
I stayed up till like whatever time it was, like midnight, to watch the game.
Yeah, cool. I think Reds win, and
Yeah.
it's going to be a great opening day. Hopefully the weather's nice, and hope we start the season off nice.
I hope the season goes and starts off nice, and then ends nice as well.
And then ends nice as well. Third place, second wild card spot, baby. Let's go.
Ben, can you please give us your classic sign out? Sign out.
Talk to you later. Who day?
Who day, baby?
Who day? See you,
Who
boys.
dey?